The Lotus Evija was unveiled in 2019 and set a high bar for EV hypercars. Now the Rimac Nevera has arrived and has smashed all kinds of records. But there's more to cars than specs and records. Each has a unique personality. In this video, I'll compare the exterior, interior, technology, and performance of these two EV hypercars and show you why one of them has the personality of a Tech-Whiz and the other the personality of a Purist. It's exciting to be working on an episode about electric hypercars. There are so few of them, and it's always interesting to see the different approaches when a new one comes out. With hypercars, important goals for the exterior design include controlling the weight and finessing the aerodynamics for reduced air resistance and improved downforce. Both the Lotus and Rimac use a single-piece carbon fiber monocoque, which includes the chassis and driver cabin to reduce the weight of the car. The Evija's monocoque weighs 129 kilograms. Rimac's weighs less than 200 kilograms, but is larger than monocoques typically seen, and lays claim to being the largest carbon fiber part of any car in the world. Then there's aerodynamics. In addition to the low-slung design, Rimac relies heavily on techy electronic motion control body parts to modify the aerodynamics. The front bonnet wing, underbody flap, rear diffuser, and rear wing can all move independently, allowing the car to achieve different aerodynamic profiles. This allows the car to go from a low drag profile that extends range to a high downforce profile to improve handling on a track. Air also provides vital cooling to the motors and battery pack. For the rear cooling systems, Rimac has designed what they refer to as the necktie cravat, a nod to Croatian heritage. In addition to allowing for air intake, this has LED lights that show the state of charge or the drive mode of the car. The Nevera has a beautifully designed exterior with butterfly doors that look way cool and make it easier to get in and out. The Lotus Evija also features butterfly doors, but takes a slightly different approach to aerodynamics. Like the Rimac, it does have an active rear spoiler, but relies more on physics rather than electronics for the rest of the aerodynamics. Key elements are the Venturi tunnels that run through the rear of the car. Rather than direct the air around the car, as most manufacturers do, Lotus embraces the idea of porosity and directs the air through the car. This allows it to reduce drag and increase downforce. It also provides for air to be pulled into the rear wheel arch louvers to provide for cooling. Lotus then takes these Venturi tunnels and makes a beautiful design element out of them. On the back of the car, they are ringed with red LED lights, giving it an effect of afterburners in a jet fighter. This is a purist approach to aerodynamics, one that relies heavily on physics rather than tech gizmos. A small deviation from this principle is the discrete electronic rearview mirror that pops out from the car. So will we see this purist versus tech-heavy approach when we compare the interiors? Absolutely. The Lotus's cabin is pure, minimalist, and functional. The design of the dashboard is reduced to its bare minimum and appears as a floating wing. And it's not just a design element. Spanning across the entire width of the car, it also provides structural rigidity. The form of the steering wheel is inspired by an F1 car and has a mode controller integrated into it. There's just a single digital instrument cluster, no additional screens. Functions that you would typically find on an infotainment screen or in the form of dials are clustered in touch-sensitive hexagonal buttons along a ski slope style central console. In contrast, the Nevera's interior is a Tech-Whiz's delight. It has 3 digital screens, one for the instrument cluster, another tablet-style screen on the center console, and a third screen in front of the passenger. The center screen provides information ranging from navigation to driving performance data. Knobs control drive modes and other performance characteristics. The flat-bottom steering wheel is leather-clad and looks like what you'd find in many other sports cars. Both cars get plenty of carbon fiber and can be customized with finishes to your liking. In the Nevera, tech is not just limited to screen and driving data. It comes fitted with 12 ultrasonic sensors, 13 cameras, and 6 radars. In the future, this will enable it to use an artificial intelligence-powered driving coach to provide real-time guidance as you race around certain racetracks. Those sensors will also enable future Level 4 autonomous driving. 2 interior cameras also provide facial recognition and the ability to record the road. News articles have reported that Lotus may offer a similar feature of having an expert available to coach you through how to get the most of your car, but given their Purist approach, it's likely they won't offer autonomous driving for this car. And that brings us to the most important aspect of these cars, their performance. The Evija has a 70 kWh battery, while the Nevera has a significantly larger 120 kWh battery, the largest in any production car. Most EVs have their batteries laid out in a skateboard-type platform, but in a hypercar, that would end up raising the height of the car. So both manufacturers have mid-mounted their battery packs, much like the engines of many combustion sports cars. Lotus celebrates the electric technology by putting the battery on display through the rear glass screen. Given that the Rimac has a larger battery, in addition to the mid-mount, it also extends down the center tunnels and spreads out in front to the footwells, thereby spreading the weight and providing additional structural rigidity to the frame. As the Rimac has a larger battery, it has a longer range, but on a kilometer per kilowatt-hour basis, it is the Evija that does better. Both cars have some insane charging specs. The peak power for the Evija is 800 kilowatt, while that for the Nevera is 500 kilowatt. Public charging stations that can provide those levels of power don't exist, so it will be a while before drivers can take advantage of that extreme charging capability. Both have 4 motors with integrated single-speed gearboxes, one at each wheel. The horsepower for both is quite close, but the torque for the Nevera's motors is significantly more than that of the Evija's. Despite the Nevera weighing about 1,000 pounds more than the Evija, because of Nevera's more powerful motors, the Nevera has faster 0 to 100 numbers. Interestingly, in the 0 to 300 km/h sprint, it looks like the Evija wins, although Lotus has yet to provide final figures. And then there's ridiculous top speeds for both these cars. Both cars offer the expected drive modes of range, sport, and track, but with Nevera's focus on tech, it also offers 2 customizable modes and a drift mode. At the twist of a dial, you can have a blast by drifting your Rimac. And that's not all. Technology also allows you to change the amount of power that is delivered to each axle. You can change the drive dynamics all the way from a 100% rear-wheel drive to 100% front-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive with varying front and rear percentage combinations, all with the twist of a dial. The Evija gets an AP racing brake system with carbon ceramic discs front and rear. The Nevera gets Brembo carbon ceramic brake discs, but also adds in a layer of technology with regenerative braking. Depending on which of these brake systems is available to deliver the most force, the Rimac will use technology to decide between the physical brakes or the regenerative brakes. And technology will ensure that the pedal feel is consistent so that the driver doesn't notice which braking system is being used. Sadly, I haven't had a chance to drive either of these cars, but it appears the Nevera is much like a technology-driven chameleon, one that can go from rear-wheel drive to all-wheel drive to four-wheel drive, can be a grand tourer, a track car, or an autonomously driven car, can go from low drag to high downforce, and while doing so, smash all kinds of records. The Evija, on the other hand, has more of a purist personality, with a singular focus on performance and achieving that without too much dependence on technology, a dedication to its slogan, "For the drivers." So, with the price tag of over $2 million for each car, if you could, which of these limited editions would you buy? The Tech-Whiz Nevera or the Purist Evija? Let me know in the comments below. And if you would like me to compare the Nevera to another hypercar, let me know the name of that vehicle too. Please give the video a like, share your comments below, and subscribe to the Driver Download.